Hello, and welcome to the Fearless Knitter podcast. My name is Courtney, and you can also find me as Stitches Please on Plurk and Ravelry. This is episode number 2, and today is November 6, 2012. It's election day. I got a new camera, as you can see, so my picture is clear, it's HD, and my sound, I don't sound like I'm drowning anymore. I want to apologize, first off. My cats are in a very playful mood right now. They're chasing each other, they're jumping on the chairs, they're jumping into the big box we have on the side for them, and they're just having fun, so you might be able to hear them. Also, I want to say thank you to all the feedback I got, positive or negative. I really appreciated it, and keep them coming. I want to improve as much as I can. I should have probably waited to record my first episode till I got the camera, but I get into the stage where I just want to jump in and want to do it. And that's how I was last week. I really wanted to record, and I knew my equipment probably wasn't the best. And even after watching it, I knew, but I just wanted to get it out there and get my name out there. And I should have waited, but it is what it is. I also got a Ravelry group started. It's called the Fearless Knitter, and feel free to join in, start topics, and do what you want to do in there. It's our group together. So a little bit about my week. Sunday and Monday we were bracing for Hurricane Sandy. I live in Northern Virginia, and it wasn't bad at all. We didn't lose power. We got sent home early on Monday because I work for a medical billing company, and most of the doctor offices closed early. And as a precaution, my work finally said, okay, yes, we don't know what's happening. We don't know what to expect. Leave. So we went home, and Tuesday everything was back to normal. It was still a little bit windy. A little bit north from us. The further north you go, the worse it got. And even just an hour and a half north, a lot of people lost power. My friend who lives, I don't know how far she lives away from me, 20 minutes, 30 the most, she lost power. So we really got lucky. Saturday, I went to the local spinning and weaving guild meeting. I finally joined. Hooray! It was about time. I've been to a couple meetings. And yes, I'm finally a member. I have the worst timing. I was running late because of traffic. Apparently, everybody thought to drive 20 instead of the speed limit. And I walked in. There's 20 women in this room already in the middle of the meeting, and I walked in right when the president said, "Is anybody new joining today?" Yep, the awkward person walking in, no seat available. What does the president say? "Oh, why don't you sit right next to me on the couch?" Yeah, I have anxiety and awkwardness problems, and thank goodness for my knitting. I just knitted away and was like, don't look at the people, don't look at them. After all the technical stuff that they go over, it was really fun. I got to meet nice people, and I'm happy I joined. And my friend Leslie, who's also a podcaster, you might know her from the Knitting Game and other stuff, she held the program. She taught and demonstrated on how to knit ornament covers. They're really cute and really easy, so I might whip some up as gifts since Christmas party is now coming up with the Spinning Guild meeting. Just the Spinning Guild, not the meeting. Also, because I joined, well, I paid for this separate with my dues. I received this really nice apron. It's a Fredericksburg Spinners and Weavers Guild. It has pockets, and it's very sturdy material, and it's definitely going to come in handy in many ways. And then after the meeting, we went and walked a couple blocks. Me and my friend Leslie, that is. We walked down to the local yarn store. Also, they had a yarn bombing. They had 2 light poles, and a bench was completely covered in yarn. And I took a picture, and I'm going to try and embed it at the end of this video. Or my fiance is going to try. And I bought some stuff, and I will show you that in the enabling section. Sunday, I want to say I did something and I don't remember right now. Couldn't have been that important. Well, we did something on Sunday. That's gonna kill me now. Oh, it was my anniversary. It was my 4th anniversary with my fiance. He proposed to me on our 1-year anniversary. So it was our 4th year dating anniversary, 3-year engagement anniversary. He took me to Maymont Park where he proposed to me in Richmond, Virginia. We had a great time. We had breakfast and then we drove up there and we went to the same tree where he proposed and brought back good memories. After that, we went and saw Wreck-It Ralph in the movies. It was really funny, and I love animated movies. I'm a sucker for those movies. I don't care that we were like the only adults without children in there. It was hilarious. I recommend it. It was funny. And we saw it in 3D. The only reason we saw it in 3D is they didn't have the regular showing till like 3 hours later. So we were like, oh, whatever, we'll pay the extra money. Could have lived without it because they say 3D and you have maybe 2 things come at you. And it's like, ooh, 3D. Well, after that, we went and had Red Lobster, so it was really good. So that was what I did on Sunday. I can't believe I forgot that. And then today I voted. Yes, me and my fiance after work, we took that 2-minute drive, if that was it, from our work to the polls. And we didn't even stand in line. I had 1 person in front of me, or maybe 2, so it was like a 5-minute wait. I brought knitting. I didn't even get to open the bag. Like, it was, show your ID here, go in the line here, you're next. So that was really nice and easy, and I'm glad that's over with. Now just the wait of, did the person win? But we'll see probably tomorrow, I hope. Let's go to the knitting stuff. Reason I'm looking down is, funny thing, my cats were wild up, going crazy. Same thing last week. I start talking, they're laying down, and it's kind of freaking me out. So if I want them to calm down, I just need to sit here and talk. So I have a finished object. I showed it to you last week. I knit it out of my 3rd hand spun. It is, I bought it in Maryland, cheap and full wool. It's Three Waters Farm Santa Fe colorway, and they're not matching. But I'm okay with that because they're out of my hand spun. I don't care. They're for my work, really. I want to wear them there because we have the AC on and it's 60, 50 outside, like between 50 outside, and my work keeps the cold air on year long. They switch. One day it'll be heat and I'll be wearing 3,000 layers and you'll just see me taking them off. And the last few days it's been freezing in there. And these are my fingerless mitts. Handless mitts. That would be weird. Then they'd be wristless. Okay, you can see the cabling. And the pattern is called Tochette. It's by Rebecca Hill. I used US 7 needles, 4.5 millimeters, and they turned out really nice, even if they're not matching. I do like this one more. Reason? It's teal, a lot of turquoise. I love turquoise. It goes from this, what is this color, to a turquoise and cream, to a light blue and cream, to turquoise and cream. This one is all over the place. It has mostly the reds in it, which I guess it is more of a gradient color, and I didn't know how my hand spun was going to knit. This is more worsted weight. This one is more fingering weight. It turned out smaller, but they're just for work. They're for me. I'm not a I am kind of perfectionist, but not at this certain things like this. I'm just happy I got to knit with my hand spun and they're finished. So now to my whips. I got a new motivation to finish my triangle wrap that I showed last week. Froggy Monkey and DJ Knits a Lot from Amy and Darren from the Knitting in Circle podcast. They're having a knit along that is, I don't know what they call it, but it's to finish your WIPs, your UFOs, which unfinished objects, or to use yarn that you've had in your stash for a while. And I think that's it. I'm just concerned about the UFO part. Also, the knit girls, Leslie and Laura, are having a knit along called the Deep Stash Dive. I'm a little confused about theirs. I know at first they started putting time limits in it, like if you knitted this long, your UFO had to have been this old. I didn't qualify. But now, I guess they're taking the time limit out. Like in the last episode, they said they were doing that, but they didn't mention any UFOs, they only mentioned stash. So I gotta go on their Ravelry group and see if you can do UFOs still. But that's the reason I want to finish this, if I can count for knitting circles for sure, and maybe the knit girls. So I put a little stitch marker in. I've seen Knittables and Steve from Dramatic Knits do it to show how much progress you've done. And these needles are going to clunk all over the place. But I have done a little bit, and it's huge. I know last week I said I was just going to go straight to the border. I need a certain amount of stitches to do that, and so I have to finish. I don't have that much more to go, so I'm just going to do it. And it's this. It's the Triangle Wrap by Vicky Howe. I'm not giving anything away. This is not the pattern page. This is just the regular page. It's from Knit Simple Spring Summer 2012. And I'm determined to finish it. It has to be done by December 10th, I think. So I have a month. More than a month. So I should be able to. I'm knitting that on US 9 5.5 millimeters. They are my knit picks. And Amy from Knitting Circles clarified that she actually only has issues with fixed. These are not fixed, they're interchangeables. So hopefully, I mean, some of the joins I'm having issues with, some I don't. If I could, I switch all to higher highs or Addy clicks. I don't have that money right now. I'm saving for a wedding. So I just gotta deal with it. Next, Even Star. The last time I touched it was when I showed it to you last week. So I didn't even bring it over here. I need to knit some on it because I will still finish it. Not for my wedding per se, but it will be done. So next thing is the Hitchhiker, which is hanging out in my awesome monster burlap bags. I don't match my bags to like this. Some people say, oh, it's a Halloween bag. Not to me. To me, it's awesome monsters that are really, really cute, and I want to show it all the time and use it all the time. And it has a monster bead, and it has awesome polka dot lining. Bird Lake bags. She has an Etsy shop. I linked it last week. This is all I have left. But I have another ball, so I just used the other ball to finish it because I will get the 41, 42, 43 something points. I wrote it down, 27 points. I'm sorry, all tangled up here. And it is growing. It's really pretty. And I'm using US 4 3.5 millimeters. Again, Knit Picks Interchangeables. The yarn is a mystery. I received it as a gift already caked up without a tag from Germany. And it's the Hitchhiker by Martina Bem. So on Sunday, I made myself a little deal. We were kind of expecting to get sent home early. So I said, if I get sent home early on Monday, I'm starting a pair of socks. I just need an excuse to cast something else on. So we got sent home early. I started a pair of socks. I started the Basic Rib Socks by Kate Atherley. And it's in my TARDIS bag. Also a Bird Lake bags. With my hook that I need to show you my purse. I don't have it here. How I hook it to my purse. I will never switch this purse just because I can do it. Let me get the label. It's Plymouth. I can never say this. Plymouth yarn, stiletto, Plymouth. I've heard so many variations of saying it and being foreign. I see Plymouth, but that's not how I heard people say it, so I am very confused. But it's 70% superwash merino, 23% nylon, and 7% lurex, which is the sparkly that you're about to see. That's why it's called stiletto. And this is what I got since Monday. Not bad. It's rip. So, and the heel flap was interesting. I read it about 20 times, and I asked somebody else, a different knitter, to read it to see if I was reading this wrong. Usually I do the Eye of Partridge heel, where you knit one, you slip one, knit one, slip one, knit one, and so on. This one is stockinette. You slip the first stitch and then you knit it. So I'm still a newish sock knitter that I follow patterns. I don't have my own sock recipe yet. I'm starting to learn that I do like 64 stitches and size 1 needles. But I'm still experimenting with heels and toes. And I have never knitted a toe-up sock. I have a needle hanging. And I have one in mind to learn soon. But as of now, I'm a cuffy. I have issues with this yarn. It might be me. I don't know. I've never met somebody who knitted with this. I didn't look on Ravelry if people complained about this, but I'm about to complain. I'm sorry if you don't want to hear it. Let me find a good spot. You see all the spots? Oh, I'm learning where to point. Here, here. It has red dye everywhere, especially in the light blue. I mean, you can see it's almost like it's flecks. And look at my heel. I don't know if it's supposed to be like this. Like there's so much red dye that I'm almost like, maybe it's supposed to be spotted. But I'm thinking it bled. Because everybody knows red bleeds. But this bad? I don't know. It's not knitting in. You can obviously see it. They're for me, so I'm okay with it. Saying after I complained just now. But I'm just a little concerned. Like, that is so much red dye. But here's the ball. This is my first sock still. And size 1 knit picks. I love Harmony needles. They're so pretty. I like to have pretty needles. I don't know why. I do. I like pretty needles. I like pretty gadgets. I roll my socks up and I put them in the bag. So that was the Basic Rib Sock, and I'll link it in the show notes, which can be found on my blog. And I also will post a link is on Ravelry, and then I'll create a new discussion every week with my episodes, which just reminds me of something, and my thought already went away. Oh, I'm recording today on a Tuesday. That's an exception. I didn't record Sunday because I didn't have a camera, and that time I was like, I have to be patient. I don't want to put people through this again with crappy equipment, but I wanted to record. I didn't want to start a blog post. I could have done that, but I just wanted to record. So this episode is on a Tuesday. Next is going to be Sunday. I'm trying to do mornings, so Sunday mornings, hopefully, with natural daylight, I will be recording. Next, that's all my knitting. Woohoo! spinning. I am spinning Into the World for my friend Pam in the vegetable medley colorway. This is the first half that I still have left to spin on her orange, and the second. I haven't decided if I'm doing fractal or not. If I'm doing fractal, this will have to be split. So I made a note on what end I'm spinning on, and we'll decide from there if fractally or not. But this is what I got so far. Ooh, my end. I've never showed a bobbin before. It's pretty thin. I'm still new at spinning, so it's not as thin as I'd like. Some spots it's still thick and thin, a lot more consistent though. And I hope she'll like it. Here you go, Pam. This is what I got so far. And I just wanted to say, I know my friend Pam watches this. Your bobbins are really long compared to Leslie's. My friend Leslie's bobbins are like here. Like from this end to my hand. And then really long bobbins. I like it. Means I can spin more ounces. Sorry. And then already on to enabling. Like I said, I went to the local yarn store. We went to the Old Town Yarnery. It's a relatively new store. It's about to have its 1-year anniversary. I was pleasantly surprised to see that they finally changed their lighting. A lot of people complained that I've talked to, and me included, it's pitch black in there. Like, a lot of times I had been like, can I please take the yarn and hold it to the window or go outside? I cannot see what color this is. So they changed all their lighting. It's still a little bit dark compared to my favorite LYS, but it's not as dark. I was able to tell, like, the lighting are mostly where you would have classes and where you would sit and knit, hang out. So I would just walk over there and be like, oh, this is blue and not green or purple. A lot of things look purple all the time. So I was pleasantly surprised with that. I still love the selection. We have 2 LYSs in Fredericksburg, and then I have several within hour drive distance from me. DC is not far away, so I really, really, really want to go to Fiber Space, but that's gonna have to wait. And then we have Doghouse Yarn, which is in Culpeper, which I only been there once over a year ago. But the 2 we have here are within 15-minute drive, separate directions. One is this way, one is that way to me. I go to one almost every week, which I'm going to have to cut back due to wedding planning. And the other one, I've had issues with them, but they seem to improved, and their selection is completely different than the other one, which I love because the other one has certain yarns that the other one doesn't, and so on, and same with magazines and books. I think the downtown one, honestly, it looks cuter and they have better selection and stuff, but the people are not as awesome as at the other one. So I just go to both and don't tell the other ones. Anyways, so I bought a lot of Barocco vintage. I've never used it before, and I'm a budget buyer right now due to wedding planning, and I wanted to make a sweater, and it was my anniversary, so my fiance bought me this for a sweater. I got 4 of these, and I'm going to make the Narragansett sweater with this. It has beautiful, it looks like cabling on it, and Amy from Knitting in Circles knit it, and I knew then I wanted this sweater. So I wanted a neutral color. This is like a beige brown color. It's the color 5105. They don't name the colors. And I bought also a black and a white that's already in use for my secret knitting. I have a lot of secret knitting. I bought another one that's also for secret knitting. I'm not even going to tell you the color because you'll be able, my family is very smart when figuring out what is for who. The white and black if they find out who that is for and what it is, then I'm flabbergasted. But the other one, you can tell it's somebody's favorite color. So, there we go. And that's all I have for this week. Again, I have a Ravelry group called The Fearless Knitter, and my dad made my logo, and I absolutely love it. And you'll see it at the beginning of this video. Well, I'm telling you now, but at the beginning of the video, you'll be able to see it. My blog has it as a background, but you can't tell. You can see it a lot. And then in Ravelry, I'm using it as there's two separate pictures you use for a Ravelry group. My banner, it doesn't work because it's long. It's not, banners have to be like this wide and this long, and it's more. And so I use it for the smaller picture. I made my banner trying to find a similar font in the same color. So I did that. And yes, please join in the conversations and have fun, share your projects. I love to see what people are working on. I saw somebody shared the hexagon, no, not hexagon, hexapuff afghan, and I'm really debating on buying the pattern and starting it myself. I have a little Tupperware that I keep all my little sock yarn leftovers. They're tiny little balls. They're from this size to this size. I cannot throw away scraps except like little ends. If an end is like this, sorry, this long, I will keep it as scrap yarn for afterthought heels, stitch holder yarn, anything like that. I just can't do it. I don't know why. Like if it's smaller than this, like yeah, this size, I'll toss it. And I have to use a trick to toss my yarn because my cats will find it and eat it. Anyways, I haven't used this word all that much today. I hope you'll join me again next week, which will be on Sunday morning. And if you have any feedback, send me a private message. I'm Stitches Please on Ravelry and Plurk, or leave a comment on my blog, which is blogspot.stitchesplease.com, or even on YouTube, because I will have to upload this to YouTube again since my Blip, I'm still working with Blip, and then after I got Blip, I'm gonna work with iTunes. I've heard iTunes is a nightmare. So that's all I have to say this week. I hope you join me again next week. Bye.